Great American Gun Store, Gunny's in Orem, Utah. It is currently 10:20 p.m. and this is when Wyatt and I get together and we talk about what's going to be reviewed in the Nutnfancy project.
Yeah, no one can bug us. Got to all do ourselves.
That's correct. He's here late all the time, just doing store stuff. So he probably puts in, what, 60 hours a week?
Sometimes a little more, depending on what freight's coming in.
You want to own your own business? Look at Wyatt's life.
Some purple bags under the eyes.
Your family never sees you, do they?
I get to see them.
What happened to your beard, by the way?
I just got tired of it.
It's a hassle, isn't it?
Go.
Yeah.
You get a cold and blowing your nose with a mustache doesn't work out for me. So.
Thanks for sharing. We were actually wondering that. So we're going to talk about some really fun stuff in this video. And Wyatt is an interesting cat because he goes out and he buys different stuff. So, and that's where we're going to start. What did you buy recently?
So there was 200 long guns from a law enforcement distributor on the East Coast. We put bids in with them and landed a couple pallets of some interesting looking long guns. So yeah, we can show some of those interesting ones. You want to look at the Mini 14s?
Totally. So check this out, guys. And he got a whole bunch of these used Mini 14s. They're stainless and they're kind of harkening back to the Mini 14 GB, which I think was like a 14-inch barrel. These are regular, whatever, 16.2-inch barrel, non-ranch Mini 14s. But I've examined these and they're in pretty good condition. And they've got a bayonet lug on each one of them.
Always a good thing, having bayonet mountable.
So he's got these for $5.95. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's going to have the old style Mini 14 barrel, not the thicker one with the, the last generation. So, on a good day, you'll get 3 inches at 100 if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
You can't put a scope on them, unfortunately. So easily. No. Not like the.
But for a beater gun, or even inside any realistic engagement distance, which would be, in my opinion, probably 0 to 25 yards.
Kind of interesting, the history on
they'd
them
work
too,
great.
Or like, the dark years of Ruger not wanting to sell this kind of stuff to the public because, well, so-up ban going on too. But yeah, so you got law enforcement.
Oh yeah, let's show
military only, which was something from the 90s.
So that makes it kind of collectible, years. Huh?
Yeah, just kind of an era of Ruger's past,
Mm-hmm. So these were departmental guns sold to whichever department. Probably a patrol gun locked in their cruisers. Here's another one. This is the old Marine Winchester 1300 Defender, which is a great gun. And I remember looking at this in the Winchester catalog when it came out. When it was probably in the 80s, late 80s or something, and they coated it, and it was designed to be kind of a boater's gun to repel pirates and stuff, and that's why they coated it. And I was looking at this one. I thought, yeah, you can see some corrosion right here, but not a lot.
Chipped off. It's funny, they call it stainless, I think. Yeah, stainless steel. Yeah, stainless steel.
It's not. It's chrome plated.
Maybe I'm wrong. Underneath, maybe.
What are you selling that for? $279. Totally worth it. I love Winchester 1300s. They're great. I want to have an updated review coming up on that. Check this one out.
Thrashed LE6920s. We'll go show you.
Yeah, let's go show those. Check this one out. So this isn't a police auction gun, but I still like it. Wyatt, take it away. Tell us about this one.
We got these from American Tactical.
ATI.
Yep. Out of South Carolina. They're Turkish made.
Here, let's lift it up so we don't have the counter.
Looks like it's an old Beretta pattern, gas operated, 3-inch chambered gun. But the value is just phenomenal. $250 for a gas operated auto, 5 choke tubes, rail on the handguard, and I think that thing weighs like under 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So kind of a cool option. Actually a functional recoil pad. I went out and shot buckshot, slug, bird shot through it last month. Yeah, you did it all fine. So
the Turkish shotguns are great. We just reviewed the TriStar Cobra.
Yeah, the pump.
Once you take the spring out of that, it's awesome.
Yep.
I think that's cool. The only thing is, it's just rounds limited.
Yeah.
If you're good with that, then okay, awesome. It shows those 6920s. These are awesome. They're so thrashed.
Yeah. So another rack of law enforcement decommissioned stuff.
Oh, I'm going to tell you this right now. My guys are going to love this. You know why? Because if you buy this and show up with it anywhere, shooting with your buddies, they're going to go, holy crap, that guy knows his AR-15. He's
been around the block with
it. How was your tour in Afghanistan?
Yeah,
That's what
and
that says.
That one's not too bad. There was some. We had one that was just totally thrashed. I sold it to one of my employees, but I mean, this has been in a cruiser's, you know, vehicle mount.
Those look awesome. I mean, that's genuine wear and tear, and I bet you the barrels are awesome on them.
Chrome line barrels, but yeah, AR-15-A3 tactical carbine, Connecticut guns.
Can you crack that bolt open? I'm going to look down the barrel.
Yeah, let's do it.
And let's just see. I bet you it has very few rounds through it. So it's going to have an M4 step profile. Let's look at that.
Oops. See how they milled off the
story.
bottom of the bolt on that one.
Check that out.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's odd.
Story behind that. Bright and shiny.
Yeah, there's not much wear on that bolt BCG, dude.
Got more light on that?
Yeah, can you throw it just... Yeah, I'm not going to... I don't think... Well, maybe throw a light at the barrel end and just guys can look through. I'm sure this is totally scientific and stuff. Let me see. The barrel looks awesome on that. So just like all cruiser guns, it hasn't seen that many rounds, just a lot of carrying around. Maybe some call outs and stuff.
Yeah, you
shot a few bank robbers.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Gangbangers went down.
What are you selling those for, Wyatt?
These are $5.55.
What? I think I just sold them out for you. Everyone's going to want this. Everybody's going to want this.
8 or 10 of them. They never even used the
Colt. I want to buy one.
Charge handles were like mint.
Yeah, I'll throw that in the garbage.
You could see the hand guards are mint too. They just put those on because they never used them.
What you think they just had a hand guard they transferred to the new
guns?
Yeah,
they probably had like a Surefire or something or other and probably had an aim point there.
The question is, if you get this gun, TM Pierce, what do you do with it? I mean, not like philosophy of use, but do you leave it as is? I mean, you got the new handguard. It'd be kind of hard to do anything to it, don't you think? I mean, you wouldn't want to like put a free float handguard because it's got history to it. I'd probably just leave it the way it is.
I would. Yeah, I mean, you can build, you know, a more modernized version for that much now.
To see, it's got the 4 positions or 6 position stock that's all worn. Look at that.
Beat up.
I think they look great. I really do. Those have a lot of character to them. I think everybody that sees this video is going to want one. Because even if you don't shoot it, Wyatt, it's a great wall hanger. It looks badass.
This one made me laugh.
So is that a cop gun?
No, this is an evidence gun. So some guy back east freaking spray painted his Sega 308 like wicked.
So this is probably a bad guy's gun. True or false?
Yeah. Most definitely. I cleaned it up last night. I was ready to take like a wire wheel brush to it, and then I was like, yeah, screw it.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So you're looking into the criminal mind.
Yeah, this guy's like, well, what's utilitarian here? Let's just spray paint it here.
Well, I'll tell you what, he chose a pretty dang good gun. The Sega 308's not very accurate, but I'll tell you what, it's really reliable.
Winchester Defender 1300.
That's old school.
This is the Mossberg. Here's the Defender.
Oh, that's a 500. Yeah, that's the one right there.
Yeah, so that's
Winchester 1300 Defender.
Connecticut made.
Dude, those are hard to find.
Yeah,
That's fairly clean.
There was a rack of these in that pallet too.
Is that evidence or a cop gun? It looks
like
like
a cop gun.
Okay, so it was a cruiser.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those in there. Then, of course, the traditional assortment of Chinese SKSs.
Evidence, no doubt.
Yeah, this one had to clean up, but I mean, yeah, these are Polytech Norenkos.
So $339 for a Polytech
still got
SKS.
Still got the tent peg on it. This one's pretty cherry. That's a Paratrooper SKS.
Check that out.
Threaded barrel.
Sweet. What's the make on it?
Origin it's a Norenko Chinese. The mag ain't. The mag's US mag. The guy took
with a mag conversion on, obviously.
I think these came in with the interface for the detachable or the high caps.
Probably did. Well,
no, if most guys stripped them off.
The bad guys probably put that on.
Here's a Yugoslavian.
Who knows? They might have been good guys. Don't know.
Yeah, you know, you never know the circumstance where cops
you don't
confiscate these. Could be, you know, grandpa's grandson living at home or with him, you know, got into trouble and they came and took all the guns out of the house.
Maybe it came back from Vietnam in a duffel bag.
Yeah, not likely.
Full auto. I'm sure they prevented that.
Yeah.
Did I
those
ever
guns
tell you
are
a story?
gone.
My dad, he was a Ford Air controller in OV-10s in Vietnam, and he was coming back from a shift, and he had a South Vietnamese guard who had fallen asleep at his post, and he had a chrome-plated Thompson submachine gun on there.
Chromed out.
And my dad, he said his only regret in Vietnam is he
Didn't
didn't
take it.
steal that gun and bring it back home.
Yeah, I had it.
And my brother and I just go, you dummy, because we would have that in our family. I meant we would have turned it in for sure.
Yeah.
Chrome-plated Tommy.
Yeah, there's some of the.
Here's another one of those mini 14s right here,
Yeah,
dudes.
there's
Check that
another
out. That's cool. I don't know. I just love this. The looks of this. It's old school mini 14.
It's part of like rigorous, history.
It is. I mean, it's got a synthetic stock. Maybe a wood stock all beat up would be even better. But I bet you if you wanted to, you could go find an old beat up mini 14 wood stock and put that on.
It's funny. Some guns that sit in these evidence lockers at police departments, sheriff's, departments, they could sit there for decades before they unload their evidence room in an auction. Savage, Springfield by Savage, model 67. I mean, it's just.
Is that a 16 gauge?
This
or 20?
Is
That is not a 12.
20 gauge. So it's funny, like these ancient guns. That
Funny
are just
guns.
And then you get just nasty.
Dude, how awesome would this be if you sawed it off and SBR'd
There's
it?
some sawed-offs back here.
Look at how freaking sweet that'd be.
There's a
Lightweight.
sawed-off. Yeah, there's a cool old Remington riot gun back here that Hood's gonna buy.
Don't forget your phone.
Yeah.
So Hood saw some that he likes, right?
Oh yeah, all the staff had to jump on a few picks they had in mind.
Are you going to gross us out here?
There might be.
Because, I mean, you just got these in, right?
Yeah. Here's
Check this out.
we were admiring this guy. This is an IO AK with a polite little bullet impact on that receiver.
You sure that's a bullet impact?
Oh, I'm positive. Yeah, it's probably a 40 cal.
Looks like a UTG front end on it. I don't think that's not.
Yeah,
cool.
that's after the fact there. But yeah, we tried pounding it out, but yeah, the bolt won't go beyond that.
Oh, and it is what you just get what you get, right? They say.
Yeah, it's
evidence
a little bit of
gun.
a risk bringing them in because you never know what you're gonna get. They call it fair condition, and you get in, and then it could look like this, burn in a freaking house fire.
Look at that. Hey man, this still has a lot of life in it. This AK.
I was bemoaning
Is this the one you wanted me to bring back to life?
I was thinking about maybe doing that guy right there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that
Yeah.
Wazoo that crusty
Yeah.
third. Going on, these police departments that have just a ton of these 500 cruisers. I mean, just nasty.
Gnarly.
The humidity back there just eats these up.
Yeah. This is an evidence gun, isn't it?
There were so many of these. I wonder. There's no department that would issue these without a butt stock, right? That would be unheard of in my book.
I
There
don't
were
know.
so many of them. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe it was standard issue for some gang back east.
Look at how many
Baltimore or something.
High Point 95s there are. How many do you have here?
There's like 10.
Don't see that old boy
995.
anymore.
Look, nylon 66, dudes.
Nylon
There it is.
66.
That will sell like way quick.
They're kind of collectible.
They're way collectible. Nylon 66s sell.
Yeah.
And they have gone way up in value. This one has a little bit of a rusted receiver cover on it.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't take care of
steel
it.
from the southeast. It came rusty.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to reduce its value a lot. But you're right, nylons are cool. There's not a lot. But a ton of these High Points. I guess this is a criminal favorite, the High Point, right?
Jeez.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably a buttload more down there.
And then there's 1, 2, 3 more boxes full, and this is just left over what we haven't gone through yet. But, there's some fun stuff, like your old southeast deer hunters. We got into quite a few lever guns. This one was kind of made me laugh. It's like a Utah Railroad Centennial, the Golden Spike Winchester 30-30. It's like, oh, okay. Back east, some guy had to have that.
Some of these guns
there's
could
the
have gone.
railroad.
That's awesome.
Memorial.
They could have gone through a trial process and they weren't released until after the trial's over and everything's deposed.
Yeah.
What do we got down here? Let's take a quick peek. I know they want to see all this stuff. Got some Marlins, Marlin 22s.
Lots of Marlin or Glenfield Model 60s. Yeah, just tons of those. Here's another 67 Springfield pump. That's a sawed off. Some guy went hack job on that. Just look at that rough cut there. Just totally like...
It totally is.
Who cares?
But I mean, if you're going to saw it off, why didn't he saw it off shorter if he's already a criminal?
He's still buzzed from his beer, man. I don't know.
He needs to learn how to oil up his guns, brah.
Truly.
Jeez.
Oh, you got more Chinese SKSs. You know, just nasty looking rust on some of them. They clean up all right if you put a little time into them. But
Yeah. Do you have any Russian SKSs that have come in?
no, unfortunately.
I'd buy it if you did.
I would take
Russian AK, clean. It'd be hard to find anything here clean. What?
that's the banana gun right there, dude.
That's a Savage single shot?
H&R.
H&R.
Or New England Firearms.
Yeah,
Hardner
12 gauge
shot.
single.
There you go, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Someone had to have
That
a
looks
yellow.
like a drug runner special.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the deal was with that yellow paint job. It was the only paint can he had left full.
Maybe it's left over from Fast and the Furious.
Yep.
The ATF operation.
All your Southeast duck hunters got to custom paint their shotguns.
What are you going to, like, look at this one, dudes. What are you going to do with all these? I mean, you're probably going to just not sell a lot of them. Is that true?
I might call some gunsmiths around. You know, I hear like some of your bigger parts manufacturers salvage parts out of some of them. They're not parts retailers. You know, lots of Southeast Walmart specials. You know, Savages and stuff.
What caliber is that one in? I'm
This
curious.
is a 7 mag. That one is 7 mag. Yep.
What's this old one right here?
There's
That looks like
Enfield SMLE.
Enfield converted. That's cool. Check that.
Everyone has to mod them, it looks like. No one will leave them alone in the original config. It's just too bad.
Yeah, that was popular in the 50s and 60s, modding these guns out, and this conversion could have been done way back
You
then.
could buy these through the mail back in the 60s for
Cheap.
like 20 bucks, 25 bucks.
Under 50.
Yeah. There's the brass butt pad on it and everything still.
I've got a SMLE. It's awesome.
Should do the vid on it.
I'm gonna. That's why I'm filming this. This is insert video.
Yeah. What else is over?
That's cool. What is this back here? It's like a... Oh, this guy's got a Knox Axiom on that. I just seen this. A recoil reduction stock.
Oh yeah. On a H&R.
That looks like an
Hardner.
870.
It's a Chinese 870
Look at this.
clone.
This is a China gun, huh? Look
Yep.
at that.
Remington's little sub company was doing those.
If every gun could talk, right?
And that's a sawed off job.
Look-
See, it's got a vent rib.
Yeah,
This
that's a sawed off.
That's a 28-inch gun someone chopped down because they thought that was a good idea.
Criminal special. Check that out. And look at all the... I mean, this is interesting, and you're seeing a theme here. They're just using the worst quality of everything.
That's a little cheap Chinese light.
The light's crap. The mount's crap. I don't even know if that's not even a
There's
real
another-
Knox
there's another
Axiom
AK.
stock.
What do we got here? Oops. We have a Egyptian Mahdi. 7.62x39.
Cool.
You don't see those very often anymore.
Nope. You could
Got, like,
clean
some-
that up and
some
really
ugly
restore it.
Chote furniture on
Take all this crap furniture off and put it back in stock configuration.
it. That wouldn't be bad.
Refinish it. It really depends on the bore. The bore could be good though. Just depends how much these dudes shot it.
Yeah.
Is that in somebody's tough shed in the southeast rusting away?
Their boat
Yeah.
or in their double wide or whatever, you know. A lot of shotguns.
I feel like I'm looking at a gun confiscation buyback program.
There's a VZ24.
You don't see those all the time.
Pull that guy out. Front sight hood always kind of makes it stand out.
Check that out.
Yeah, at least his stock's not broke on that.
That's not in bad condition, really.
That's about standard you see. A lot of the
Is it?
military SERP
Do you have those in the store already?
Not for years.
They're
I've
harder
had
to
them
come
since
by
the
now,
early
right?
2000s.
Don't they just kind of ebb and flow?
You can get the Yugoslavian ones occasionally, but the Czechoslovakian 24 is not very often. This is just a nasty, like, Walmart gun. This is how the Southeast treats a blued steel.
Yep, agree.
A 770 nylon sleeve bolt gun. Just one of my least favorite Remington products ever.
I've never shot one. I wonder how they shoot. I'm really surprised they didn't put zip ties in all the actions of these. They just kind of ship them as is, right?
Dumped them on a pallet.
How do you know that it doesn't have a live round in it?
Yeah, I was worried about that.
I mean, chances are they wouldn't. It's an evidence gun, but I never trust any gun with a closed action.
Truly.
Or open action, for that matter.
Yeah, here's, little Winchester
Gun, look at that.
This is a heavy barrel model 52. So, 22 long rifle.
Look at that.
Used to shoot those in cadet training.
Yeah, ROTC. I think I shot that gun
like
because I did
1983.
JROTC 22 small bore competition.
Very heavy.
Way cool. JROTC had them.
Jeez.
God, that is... You know the cool thing about all these is you've got a lot for your staff to do now. Grab fine steel wool. Here's your project. No sitting around anymore.
Yeah, a lot of them sell pretty quick though. They get out there and like, okay,
people love used guns, especially ones like this with character and a story.
And so many people are holding on to their guns. They're not selling them out, and they just don't wear out that easy.
All guns.
Most guns,
Agree.
Generational hand-me-downs. They just keep going.
Ooh, red box. So
box
this isn't police evidence. This is a really cool program that Wyatt. We showed this about 5 years ago. You had some red box SIGs, and the pricing on these is insane.
Yeah, they're not bad. Well, you save a couple $100.
Hold on, they want to see what that is.
Let's see, that's just a standard 226. This was the Mark 25.
Hey, that's don't say just. 226 is revered in the project.
I love it.
Mark 25.
So SIG, has firearms that have been fired or were displays for reps or maybe law enforcement trade-ins, and they refurbish them and sell them in red boxes, acknowledging that they have been fired before. But a guy wouldn't be able to tell it usually.
Yeah, it's super clean.
And if there's worn or broken parts, they go through and replace them.
Totally.
A lot of times they put on brand new Tritty sights and stuff because
red box SIGs are a win.
Those dim out. Yeah, that's just a 226 BSS right there.
226 is still rule. Dude, that's got the E2 grip frame.
It does, yep.
You don't see that very often at all. Oh my gosh. I got an E2 SIG and it's my favorite grip frame I got. Which I said at the time, I was super surprised. Wow, you never see E2s rare. Well, I shouldn't say never, but they're rarer.
I like the old
the full size
better. That's what I was used to shooting.
All right, time for a poll. Which do you like best? And I'll put a card so you can vote. It'll be the E2 grip frame on the 226 or the standard. Vote now. TM Peers, vote now. And we'll see. I'll post the results on my Twitter account, of which if you do not subscribe, you should. Because we talk about a lot of cool stuff. A lot. This has been a great tour, by the way.
Yeah, kind of fun to see some new stuff.
Evidence, cop guns.
Yep. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about some of the rack stuff. 1300s, Mini 14s, the Colts.
Yeah, I think those Colts and Minis are going to fly. Minis I'm not super sure about. I think those will sell pretty good. I think the 6920s are going to fly. Because those are, they give whoever owns it an immediate story to tell. And guys I'm that way. I like a gun that, I'm sorry, I'm not even filming Wyatt. I like a gun with character. It's cool. Yeah, can you imagine this Mark 25 if it was worn and it was all burnished, but it's still functional, but it was a Navy SEAL gun and it came back to you? You know how fast you'd sell that?
People would dig it.
They would dig it.
Not everyone, but there'd be people that would dig it.
I went to it was a career day at a high school down in Spanish Fork, Utah, years ago, like decades ago. And they had some 226s on their table, and they were like that. They were thrashed. And they'd been overseas. They'd fought in the Mideast, and I was like holding it just like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah,
guys would love it.
Shiny aluminum, shiny too.
Wrapping it up, this is Gunnies in Orem, Utah. Looking through some interesting police evidence guns and police buyback guns or whatever. Yeah. Farmer cruiser guns is what I should call them.
Guy just can't leave that alone. They have to chop them all down.
Yeah, and
There's a 9130.
again, it could have been done in the 50s, and he inherited it. That's sad. All right, sign off. Thanks, Wyatt. Good tour.
Fun stuff.
Gunnies. See you.